Hey guys, Haley from the future here. This video turned out a lot longer than I thought it might be, so I will be putting timestamps right here to just kind of, if you don't want to hear me rambling on, I hope you enjoy the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Haley, and today we are going to be reviewing this set of Fimo clay. It came with 66, kind of a little variety of the colors and the different effect clays that they have to offer. If you're new to this channel, I experimented with clay a little bit in college, making things for like cosplay and stuff, as well as taking a class that used like Super Sculpey. But I haven't really picked it up since then. So I've gotten back into it. I started with air dry clay to kind of reacquaint myself with sculpting, and I was able to make some really cute things like these magnets here and like this little guy. I did try like actual sculpting. I made a little raccoon that if I have a picture, I will like insert here. And I also had started this little clown dog that I was gonna make. But I never ended up finishing him. I really liked the air dry clay, but it isn't as stable as I was hoping the polymer clay would be. It's very brittle, and when it reacts with anything like water-based or liquid, it kind of starts to revert back into like a moldable material. So after experimenting with that for a few months, I finally got into polymer clay. When I decided I wanted to get into polymer clay, I already had a little set of polymer clay that my mom had gotten me while I was in college, and it is all Sculpey 3. So it came with just kind of like the base color, so like brown, tan, orange, red, yellow, all that jazz. And I've used a little bit of it, but it has been incredibly hard to sculpt with. So I had like attempted to do a strawberry at one point, and it just came out really lumpy, and I wasn't able to get it to work very good. I did end up making some Christmas earrings out of it also, so that was. And let me show you the other ones that I just made. I lost them. Hello. Earrings. There they are. I've been organized. Oh, that's what I get for plopping in my seat. These are like a finished set of the Sculpey earrings that I've done. These cute little star studs, and they've got little faces on them. These are for my Christmas collection. I am going to be selling these. They should be going in my shop before the end of the month, but I am going to try to sell them locally before I even do that. Like I said, I'm not an expert on polymer clay. I'm just getting back into it. I think after reading reviews, after talking to other artists, and like watching videos for other artists, I think that hopefully this little set might set me on like a better path. What comes in the Fimo kit is Fimo Soft and Fimo Effect. I do not know how the Fimo clays work. I know Fimo has like Fimo Professional, Fimo Soft, and the Fimo Effect clays, and I don't see a whole lot of people using Fimo. I remember when I was in like high school and I had like first kind of found out about polymer clay, I knew Fimo was like a brand people used. I just like don't see it anymore. So I'm really interested to try these. This was like the best value I found versus like the Sculpey Premo with souffle in it. So these are all the colors that are on the thing. We've got, I think, like a translucent in every base color. Some of the effect clays were super cool. Mostly the metallic ones I thought were cool. I don't really care for the glitter, but we're gonna see. So I have gone ahead and arranged all of the colors and their quantities here for you guys in case you're curious about the color variety. For things like browns, I just went ahead and put them under kind of what undertone I felt like they had. So for the red, we have 9 25-gram blocks of clay. You can see here there's not much of variety in the values of the clay, but you could easily fix that by adding some white, translucent, grays, or blacks to these colors. The reds provided to us are red, translucent red, flamingo, cherry red, metallic ruby red, glitter red, and chocolate. We have 7 orange clays, tangerine, pastel peach, pale pink, taupe, cognac, caramel, and metallic copper. We have 8 yellow blocks, lemon, translucent yellow, pastel vanilla, sunflower, glitter gold, metallic gold, citrine, and Sahara. 7 greens, pastel mint, jade, emerald, translucent green, tropical green, a very brat apple green, and green olive. 12 blues, Windsor blue, calypso blue, glitter blue, brilliant blue, blue agate, Pacific blue, translucent blue, pastel aqua, ice crystal, peppermint, granite, stardust. 8 purple shades, lavender, pastel lilac, pearl lilac, purple, royal violet, plum, translucent purple, glitter purple. I forgot to get a full shot of all of the pinks in this pack, but there were 6 that came in it. We have ruby quartz, raspberry, pastel pink, rose quartz, pearl rose, and antique rose. This last set is our neutrals, so our blacks, grays, and whites, as well as the one glow-in-the-dark shade that it came with, as it didn't really have a standout undertone. Here is Night Glow, our glow-in-the-dark shade, translucent, glitter white, white, mother of pearl, dolphin gray, glitter silver, metallic silver, pearl light silver, black, and pearl black. So now that we've looked at the colors that came with the kit, I kind of want to get into what I'm looking for when we're sculpting with this. I want to see how easily conditionable the clay is, so how workable it becomes when I run it through my pasta roller. I want to see if it gets overworked, like how the clay reacts. With the Sculpey 3, it leaves a lot of fingerprints, it becomes really sticky. And it's super easy to get overworked with the Sculpey 3. I want to see also how easily I'm able to sculpt with all of them. The Sculpey 3 has been really hard for me. After we bake the clay, we're going to see how flexible it is, how brittle it is. So I've got a few clays out that we are going to do some experiments with. Starting out, we've got Sculpey Premo in Forest. This is one of the only 2 Sculpey Premo colors I have, and they're both green, so we're going with this one. And this is kind of like the standard, we'll say. Next, I've got a block of yellow Sculpey 3, and yeah, I hate this clay. I chose yellow because when I've done stuff with red, it just gets everywhere and like infects every other color. So I chose a light color, so if it gets in anything else, it shouldn't be too noticeable. And I also have some Sculpey 3 that I bought on its own of the translucent clay. And I am going to be comparing it to the translucent Fimo clay that it came with. So we'll see which one we like better. So the 3 Fimo colors that I'm going to be using to compare to the Sculpey Premo and the Sculpey 3 are going to be the red. So this is the base red, and I really wanted to try this one because the red is the one I have the most problems with in terms of color transfer with the Sculpey 3. This is also just like a regular soft one, so this will be a good test against the other 2 basic colors. And then these ones, I kind of just want to see how they hold up. This is the granite one. I've heard people say they kind of hate the glitter in the clay, and this one seemed kind of silly. It's kind of just like a steely blue color with like navy and silver glitter in it. So I kind of wanted to see how their effect clays do, because I haven't really worked with things like this. They have, like I said before, translucent colors of pretty much like all their base colors, and I really wanted to see how they kind of look and compare. Are they really translucent? So we've got this one to kind of compare against the red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by working all of these, conditioning them all, see how they go. We're going to take our cutters. I will cut the same shapes of everything, just so we have flat things to compare it to, and then I will probably take these 3 and do some sort of little 3D sculpture with them. Super mini. We'll see how it goes. Ugh, I cleaned it so much and it's ruined. So far this is a lot drier than any clay I've used. So crumbly. Well, I guess we'll see how that affects the translucency of the clay. I did hear you had to condition Fimo a lot. I guess we'll see just how much. More red in there, which I don't know how that's possible. All right. What butter's cute, so that's the one we're gonna do. Oh my god, is there green in that? All right. Okay. Now, the Fimo was really hard. This one, it looks like it comes pre-conditioned and it's so soft. Totally conditioned. It took so much less time. All right. It is so hard, but it's kind of cool. I like how thinly, oh my god, look at how hard it is. It just cracked. Let's see, maybe I need the acrylic roller at this point because this is so, I wonder if we can form it into a ball. Oh, hey, that's like kind of working. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and cut her out. And we are set. So this one was somehow the stiffest, and yet I feel like it like squished the most when holding it. All right, let's squish it. It's about the same, I think, as that translucent red, which isn't too bad. All right, and now on to the Sculpey Premo. So this one's beyond the Sculpey 3 is probably the easiest to just immediately kind of squish. They're probably like the least tacky of all of them. I'm surprised this one was basically immediately ready right out of the box. All right, so here are our little flat pieces, starting with our Fimo translucent on the end. That is a slight pink shade because of our fumbles. Sculpey 3 translucent, the red translucent from Fimo, the granite from Fimo, the regular red from Fimo, and then the Sculpey 3 yellow and the forest green from Sculpey Premo. All right, we did all of our little flat ones. So now it's time for us to sculpt something. So I'm going to sketch out something like super simple and doable for all of these little colors, and we'll see what we can do with each brand. All right, so here are the 3 sketches. I just did them on like a scrap sheet of paper. For the green Premo, I'm going to try to do this dog with a little fluff. Then for our Fimo red, I'm going to try to do this cat. And then for our Sculpey yellow, I will be trying to do this little lizard guy with a hat. Hoping for the best. Alright, so here is our little guy. He is super small. I was like, why did I do this? But honestly, like, not too bad to sculpt. I could have blended a little better. You can see like that harsh line on the cheek there, whereas I don't have it right here. Everything has held its shape really well, despite me working with it a lot. And yeah, I really am happy with it. He's super cute. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put like a little pin in him and put him on the baking sheet. so these are our 3 heads. Okay, it is the next day and everything is baked. Okay, so let's look at the translucent clays first. So we have our Sculpey 3 translucent clay and our Fimo translucent clay that is dyed pink. I kind of like the pink color. It's got a little fleshy, but I think with some like gold or like green accents, it could be kind of cute. And I wasn't sure last night how I felt about them. I felt like they kind of were on par, but now that it's daylight and I can see how the light is reflecting through the clay a lot more, I do think that the Fimo is a little bit better. I feel like it shows the light a little bit more to kind of see how the light is like refracting through the clay. I think in the Fimo, it's really nice. A lot more, honestly, than I thought it was going to be, especially with that red in it. I've had some experience with mixing a little bit of clay that's not translucent into the translucent clay has really just like taken all translucency from it. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So I'm going to give Fimo the win for this one. Next up, we have our red translucent clay. And I think you can kind of see, you can see the light moving behind that a little bit. Honestly, like not as translucent as I would like it to be. It's definitely more translucent than just like the regular red for sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it to buy it. I guess if you had a specific project, I could see using this clay in some earrings where they're maybe really thin. I think like layering it, with more translucent clay, just regular, might produce a cool effect, but I don't know if it's necessary. I don't think this is like a need to have, but I'm glad I got to try it out in that big pack, and I'll definitely be using it. Now for the three little guys. It's hard to hold them all. I think that the Premo has probably the nicest finish on it. I think I probably could have conditioned it a little more. I feel like there's some air bubbles in the Premo, and that would definitely just be my fault. See how flexible it is? It's definitely a bit flexible, like there is some bend to it. I feel like I've heard if you bake it more, it becomes more flexible, and maybe I just didn't bake this enough. But it does have some bend to it, and it's not breaking or cracking. So that's good. We'll test the Fimo now and see. This one is a little stiffer, but it's not breaking or cracking. And there is a little bit of bend to it. It's not as easy to bend, though, as the Premo is. And then we will do the Sculpey 3. And it snapped. Okay. There you go. So yeah, I would give Fimo a pass on that. As far as working with them, the Fimo did take a little longer to condition. I think it took the longest to condition of them all, with the translucent clay being by far the hardest to condition. But honestly, I think it's workable. When I conditioned this one was probably the most brittle while before baking, and just chopping it up really finely really helped me to make it moldable, and a lot easier to condition. So I'd probably do that next time for the translucent clay. I would much rather have to condition something a lot more than with the Sculpey. It's just so sticky. This is the Fimo Granite. I do want to see if this has any difference in terms of stability to the regular soft. Oh, you know what? I would say this one's more bendy. Sweet. All right. That's to me more online with like the Sculpey Premo. As far as like this one, if you look at the back, which you probably can't see just because the lighting, and I don't have like the highest quality camera here, there are some fingerprints on the back, but where I was able to smooth it out with alcohol before baking is pretty smooth. So I'm pretty happy with that as well. And honestly, a little surprised with how brittle it was. I almost thought I might have needed to buy some clay softener. Um, but yeah, this worked totally fine, so I'm pretty pleased. So let's talk about the three little heads that I sculpted. And we'll start with the Premo. I really love this. I really love how this little dog came out. Um, he's so cute, and I'm sure on a larger scale, I would have been able to do more. And if I wasn't just doing this kind of as like a little test, honestly, like in terms of like even just adding these little hair floofs on the top of his head, um, were so much easier than I expected. So with the Fimo, I went way too small. Like this was already so small. This one, I don't know what possessed me. It's very like to scale though, which I think is funny. It came out okay. I think it blended really nicely in terms of like all the cheeks. I fumbled some blending on the ears, but overall, it held details pretty well. I don't have too many fingerprints in anything, and I think if I had done this just a little bigger, I might have been able to make more of the shape that I had originally wanted. I just gave up adding the bow to this one that I originally intended to because it was just too small. But overall, I liked it, and it wasn't too bad. This is the little like chameleon man we did for the Sculpey 3. I did add a little bit of texture to this one to kind of cover up our fingerprints. Sculpting this with the Sculpey 3 wasn't too bad, maybe because I hadn't been working with the clay and I hadn't overworked it at this point, but it was kind of hard like around the mouth area to get as smooth of like a blend as I wanted to, or to get the line as even as I wanted to. So my overall thoughts on this set of 66 colors from Fimo is I really like it. I think that it offers a wide variety of effects and colors and has enough material in it that you could do some pretty interesting projects, especially if you're doing stuff like making sheets of like marbled clay or sculpting miniature things. I think that if you are someone who's like never gotten to try like glitter or like metallic clays, and you're not ready to get into like mica powders or using like alcohol inks with like translucent clay, I think that this might offer some pretty nice solutions, especially with the variety of translucent clays. As far as like stability of the clay and quality of the clay, I was pretty happy with it. I have not tried the Fimo Professional line, but so far I really liked the soft, which I think most of these are the Fimo soft, and I was honestly pretty impressed by the effect clay, like the granite one, which I really didn't expect to like or have a good outcome with. I will say that like probably the challenge with these clays will be conditioning them. The granite, for example, was definitely very hard to condition, and if I hadn't cut it up the way that I did, I or known to cut it up the way that I did, I probably would not have been able to use that clay, at least not without a clay softener. So I got this set at Joann's, and it was originally $59.99 USD. I had a 40% off coupon, making this, I did the math, $36 for 66 blocks of clay, each one weighing 25 grams. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good deal. I think that if you were going to buy a set like this, specifically this Fimo one, I think it's a great value for your money. I think the clay is pretty high quality. Mind you, I didn't try out every single clay in this set. Um, it will vary probably on each clay type, how easy or hard it is to condition. But for me, this was definitely a risk worth taking, and I really enjoyed this set and I can't wait to use it more. If you like this video and want to see me work more with clay, be sure to give this video a like and drop a comment down below letting me know what you'd like to see more of. If you're new to this channel and maybe clay isn't your thing, We also do drawing and just have a good time making art. So be sure to hit subscribe and check out some other videos that we have to offer. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.